This is a custom budget build by Haste Repair Group meant to demonstrate what you can do with a i5-3570 Intel Core CPU and a NVIDIA Quadro K2200 4GB GPU. This is put into an HP Compaq Pro 8300 Quadro, HP Compaq Pro 8300 tower case. What you saw there was for USB 2.0 audio in and out and a optical drive on the front I/O. And we're going to take a look at the rear I/O. Here we have the power supply, which we'll go over in a second. Older style PS2 mouse and keyboard, serial port, VGA port on the motherboard, display port, 4 times USB 3.0, 2 times USB 2.0, RJ45 Ethernet port, audio in and out. And there's the Quadro card with the DVI and dual display port. And there's an extra serial port there for some reason, in case you wanted to connect a printer. So here's the HP power supply, coming in at 320 watts. There's the stock CPU cooler and rear exhaust fan, which actually do a pretty decent job according to the temps, which we'll see later on. They house the Intel Core i5-3570 CPU at 3.40 GHz, a 4-core, 4-thread CPU option. Not too bad. The GPU, there's a better look at the NVIDIA Quadro K2200, 4GB GDDR5 128-bit GPU, an Intel 128GB solid-state drive, and a SanDisk 256GB solid-state drive, and of course there's the optical drive again. And we have 8GB of dual-channel 1600 MHz RAM. I was thinking about installing 16GB, but I wanted to keep this as budget as possible with the option to upgrade later on. And some cable management, the best I could do with a case like this. There's Skater XL running at a solid 60 frames per second on high settings. It's a very smooth experience. Occasional stuttering like right there. But not too bad considering the NVIDIA Quadro K2200 was not specifically made for gaming. But running in at $120 Canadian, that's a pretty good deal in 2022. And I had to try Dead by Daylight, which ran at 50 to 60 frames per second from medium to low graphics settings. Again, the Quadro is not a gaming GPU specifically, but obviously it does run the games well enough. There is some stuttering, and other 4GB GPUs will run this game much more efficiently, but it is what it is. It is a budget. Totally playable. And surprisingly, the thermal stayed really low and steady. Peak heat of 63 degrees Celsius after that one. Here's the Heaven benchmark. And that had some pretty good results actually. And again, we see the thermal temperatures, peak heat of 68 degrees Celsius this time. I was expecting the Quadro to run a little hotter than that, but after multiple benchmarks, stayed pretty cool. As we can see here. So I hope this allows you to decide what might work best for you on a budget, and leave me some feedback in the comments and let me know if you're using a Quadro today.